Hi, I'm Dennis Snow, and this customer experience moment is titled, What to Do When You Can't Say Yes. I love it when I come across an organization that has taken a necessary policy or procedure and they've used some creativity to soften whatever negative effect that might have, whatever negative impact it might have on the customer experience, or even taken it further and turned that negative into a positive. My favorite example comes from Walt Disney World's Animal Kingdom. The Animal Kingdom has a rule that no balloons are allowed inside the park. So they don't sell balloons inside the Animal Kingdom, which makes sense. I mean, that's logical because if a balloon pops, it scares the animals. So it's a needed policy. But what do you do if a child brings a balloon to the Animal Kingdom from another park, which they do? They buy the balloon in the Magic Kingdom and then they come to the Animal Kingdom. Well, they can't bring it into the park. That's the rule, and it's a necessary rule. So what they came up with is a balloon daycare where they will hold on to the child's balloon while the family's in the park playing. And when you come back out, the child gets the balloon back. Good solution. But how can we take that a step further? And add some creativity and make it and Disneyfy the experience. And what they came up with, when you come back to pick up the balloon, you not only get the balloon back, but you get a report card about the balloon's time in the daycare that covers things like it played well with other balloons, had a snack, sang Let It Go with Elsa while watching Frozen. So now you have to imagine the smile on the child's face, the smile on the parent's face. And I love this idea on so many levels. First of all, they took this policy and said, but what can we do? We have to do this, but what can we do? And they came up with the balloon daycare. But then they took it a step further and said, but what can we do to make it part of a positive overall experience? And somebody came up with this idea of the report card. And then somebody in a leadership position had to say, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's do that. And created this positive Disney experience. And every organization has to have policies and procedures. Every organization does. But we can't just leave it at that. What can we do? Rather than just relying on the policy, what can we do to at least soften the impact? And maybe even sometimes, what can we do to turn it into a positive? Now, you're not going to be able to do that with every single policy or rule, but I'll bet you can do it with some of them. And I think that's worth every moment of effort that you put into it.